Good evening, everyone. Shalom alaikum, assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much. I'm so deeply honored to be invited to be amidst this distinguished panel. Thank you to all the dignitaries, to all the elected officials, to all the religious leaders here. It is all I can say is that it's a deep honor to stand with you here today, and I come to stand in solidarity. I will keep my remarks very brief. There's 3 points that I want to make. The first is that this is a moment of remembrance, and that goes without saying. The American novelist Annie Dillard once wrote that the way we spend our days is how we spend our lives. And I think that I use that as a deep sort of thought to reflect on, in that moments like this are moments of remembrance, but how do we, in Holocaust education, how do we, in all the amazing work that's being done, how do we, in our own lives, in our own communities, in our own interpersonal relationships, how do we keep the memory alive of those that passed? And how do we talk about the resilience of those that survived? And I was very moved to hear the stories of that there's survivors and relatives of survivors in this room, and the resilience is something that we can never let that memory die. And the last thing I want to say is on the idea of I stand here as an invitee here, as a Muslim leader, as an Imam, to say openly, unequivocally that I reject anti-Semitism, I reject hatred, and in many of the words that were said before me, that we have to understand that the struggle against anti-Semitism, that the struggle against anti-black racism, that the struggle against homophobia, Islamophobia, all of these struggles are interconnected, that we need to look into how we can lead intersectional lives. And as was so eloquently said right before I came up here, I was going to use the same line, that never again is not a slogan, it cannot be a slogan. In fact, never again has to be a calling. It has to be a lifestyle. It has to be a moment where we rise to the occasion in every one of our days of our lives, and that we call to justice, that we call to mercy, and we call to human dignity. Thank you very much.